Hello everybody, welcome to part 60 of Let's Play Pokemon White. In the last part, we reached Opelucid City and heard some talk from Drayden and Iris about the legendary Dragon-type Pokemon, of which, unfortunately, we didn't learn that much. So, well, pretty much all we could do now was explore around Opelucid City, and my emulator just glitched for a second, but I'm not too worried about it. What will it accomplish to separate the worlds of people and Pokemon? The way we live now, with different beings understanding and forgiving each other, is much richer. That's my belief. And that is my belief too. I believe that everybody should just get along. I believe that nobody should keep fighting and everything. That woman over there is apparently coaching Iris. Does she have this football player over here coaching Iris too? Concerned about your Pokemon's weight? You don't need to put it on a diet, just let it hold this. In other words, a float stone. Or I could have Cogsworth just use a Tauntavise and that'll make him lighter. And why am I even calling Cogsworth a he? Cogsworth is genderless. Oh! This lady is offering me an item and wants me to try it and see if I can make it work. Yeah, sure. And it's a ring target. What does that do? What does the ring target do? If a Pokemon holds a ring target, it can be hit even by a move that would usually have no effect. For example, a normal type move would hit a ghost type Pokemon. Mastering this item is a bit tough. Actually, it's very tough, but think how useful it could be. Well, that's kind of interesting. I guess the Pokemon has to hold the ring target in order for the move to hit it. So, in order for like a normal Pokemon to use it against a ghost type, then it would have to somehow use Trick or Switcheroo or something to give the item to the foe, and then it would be able to use a normal type attack. But it could just use Foresight to accomplish the same effect, so I don't know why it's even doing that. And I said I was going to explore around some of the more buildings in Opelucid City, not just go back to the Pokemon Center, right? Let's see what this musician has to say. I know she's playing music for us, but the hopes of an ancient people are put into this melody. I will bring them back to us now. Indeed. That is, I don't know exactly what kind of instrument that is, but it's apparently a very old instrument. And this karate guy is not going to say anything important. This guy's not going to say anything important. Ooh, what's out here? Let's see what's out here. Let's see what is out here. And we have a police person. There's something ahead, and the road is closed now. I hate it when the Pokemon games do that. They say we can't pass this point because there's something dangerous ahead. Actually, what we have to do to pass that point is defeat the Elite Four. That is a place where basically we cannot go until we defeat the Elite Four, because there are Pokemon that are not normally found in Unova out past that route. You're Litwick. That looks like it could try a little harder. Oh, I guess this is the lady who gives you an effort ribbon if you max out a Pokemon's EVs. But I'm not too concerned with EVs in this game, honestly. I know some people like to EV train their Pokemon, especially for competitive battling, but I'm just not one of those people who likes to do that. I'm one of those people who likes to play Pokemon just for fun, not worry about EVs and IVs and everything. Are these NPCs gonna say anything important? No, I guess not. They're just saying something about growing up quickly. Or actually, maybe I bet they're Kokiri, and therefore they can't grow up, right? Kokiri are this race in Ocarina of Time that where its members basically preserve their childhood and they never grow up. And I just selected yes or something, and I didn't even want to say yes. Let's pick Cygnus. I don't know why. I appreciate the thought, but you don't have a Pokemon that meets the conditions I need. What were the conditions? I'm making a machine that conducts the future of the present, but electricity is desperately short. I've heard that in another world, there's another Opelucid City that looks very futuristic, that being the Opelucid City in Pokemon Black. If there's a Pokemon from that world that knows the move Charge, that machine may work. But I don't have a Pokemon from Black because I can't even trade, and why am I talking to this guy again? Come on, I'm just kind of mashing B in order to do this. Alright, what does the little girl have to say?
What will I be when I grow up?
Well, gee, I don't know. I guess Black takes place after White. In that case, does Black 2 take place before or after Black, before or after White 1? That is a really good question. If Black takes place after White, then what about White 2? Does that take place before the original Black? I'm not even sure. Welcome! Glad to see you at the Triple Battle House. As the name suggests, if you want to enjoy triple battles, you've come to the right spot. May I explain how triple battles work? Well, I'm not too interested in triple battles, but I guess I'll say yes anyway, just to show the audience. Triple battle is a battle format in which each side uses 3 Pokemon. Derp. A trainer who makes all of the opponent's Pokemon fate will win. Derp derp. Yeah, that was a very derpy explanation. He's telling me things that I already know, actually, there's another route that's up here, but I don't know if we can access it yet. I'll try to explore that route after I visit all these Opelucid City houses. Because I know there's something interesting in one of these houses. Yeah, I'm not interested in the battle house. Oh, Oh, and we got a Destiny Knot. Now, the Destiny Knot is a held item that'll basically make the other opponent fall in love with the Pokemon if the opponent used Attract on it, so that's really nice. So it's like both Pokemon will be in love at that point. It's kind of an interesting matter. And it originates from a knot that traditionally was tied around a couple's hands during marriage. That's where it originated. So that's kind of interesting. And there's a Krokorok that I'm not gonna bother talking to. It's just a boring Krokorok. And we've already seen a bunch of Team Plasma grunts use those a lot, and here's the Pokemon Gym right here. The girl who knows the hearts of dragons. Heart of a Dragon. That is the name of the song that is Chopper's theme. It's the song Heart of a Dragon by Dragonforce. 63, 64. Oh, I was counting all the kinds of props for musicals. I think there are about 100 different kinds. 100, wow. But I'm not going to show the musicals in this Let's Play, just because they're not central to the plot or anything, and I want to save as much time as possible. If you have a lot of props, it makes you want to put them on Pokemon. If you put props on a Pokemon, it makes you want to participate in a musical. Don't you agree? And I think you saw me dressing up Electra, I think it was, in one of the musicals. That was pretty fun. You know what? I'm a huge musical fan. Oh, you have a prop case. You must be a huge musical fan, too. Would you like a new prop to use in the musical? Sure, why not? I'm always glad to get free stuff, and we got a gift box. Okay, that's interesting, so we can have Pokemon hold a gift box and perform with them. Interesting, as if they would give the present to the audience or something at the end. And I think actually there is an item that does that, where the Pokemon could just throw the item out into the audience at the end, and I think it is the gift box. It's just between you and me, okay? I'm not very good as a trader. I think Team Plasma might have the right idea when they take Pokemon away from weak traders. You're wrong. You should never consider yourself as weak. Team Plasma are the weak ones. Yeah, that's kind of this weird dialogue. This one person used to be in Team Plasma, and the other one supports Team Plasma's ideals or something like that. But I'm not too worried about that, and this is just the way back. But anyway, there is this route that I want to explore, and I just realized that I did not heal my Pokemon yet, so I'm gonna go back to a Pokemon Center really quick and see if I can heal my Pokemon. And then what I'll do is I'll try to go out to Route 10. Route 10 is the route that's just north of Opelucid City, so I want to see if I could do anything. There are a couple of new Pokemon that can be captured on Route 10, but I don't think I'm going to capture either of them. Just because I already have pretty much all the Pokemon I want. The two Pokemon that can be caught out there, one of them will not evolve until an insanely high level, kind of like Mienfoo, and the other doesn't evolve at all, and I just don't like it that much, and you'll see what I mean once we actually go out to that route, if we can go out onto this route before battling Iris. Victory Road stands in the way of a challenge to the Pokemon League. You need to have serious skills to get through it. And as with any other Victory Road before, you can't access Victory Road until you get all 8 badges. So we won't be able to go up into Victory Road, which is just past Route 10, but I think we can go onto Route 10. I don't see anybody trying to stop us. The trampoline before the Pokemon League is a tremor of excitement! Yay! And what does this lady have to say? Lace to Victory Road. If you don't have 8 badges, you cannot reach the end. I don't want to reach Victory Road just yet. I'm just going out here, and hey, we can go onto Route 10. So this is the grass surrounding Route 10, and look, we have 3 Pokeballs in them. How much if you're willing to bet, like, just on Route 6, some of those are going to be Foonguses instead. Let's see how many of these are Foonguses, and I think I have Fiend Fire first in the party, which is good, because if Fiend Fire is first in the party, then he can battle some of these Foonguses. So let's see if one of these is a Foongus. Yeah, this is a Foongus. Actually, I think it's not a Foongus. No, it is a Foongus. I think some of these mushroom Pokemon that pop out of the grass are going to be not Foongus, but something else, and you'll see what I mean later. But this is a Foongus, and I'm going to use Flame Burst on it and hope that it'll one-hit KO it. Yeah! That's because Fiend Fire has really high special attack. And Fiend Fire is actually getting really close to evolving, so that's at least good. Is Fiend Fire holding anything? I think it's holding the Eviolite, actually, so I don't want to take that away from him. Let's see what this is. It's a full heal! Hooray! And maybe if we walk around in this grass a little bit, we'll encounter that Pokemon one of the 2 Pokemon I mentioned could be captured earlier, but this is just another Foongus. And I guess we're not just randomly encountering any Pokemon that appear in the grass. So after Fiend Fire, one-hit KOs this other Foongus. And I'm kind of watching my time. We're at 9:30 right now, so we have plenty of time still to show other stuff. And here's another wild Pokemon. Let's see if it's one that we haven't encountered yet. No, this is just another Foongus. I just fought another Foongus. Like, this is pointless. Well, I'm gonna have Fiend Fire battle this one anyway. Just because he enjoys battling Foonguses and all. Yay. and he's able to one-hit KO them like a boss. Even though Foongus, I think, has high special defense, Fiendfyre has high special attack and is grass type, so that kind of trumps it, doesn't it? And here we have a trainer who is probably going to use fighting type Pokemon by the looks of it, because she kind of looks like a battle girl. Although from my experience, some battle girls use Pokemon other than fighting types, but this is a Scrafty, which is the evolved form of Scraggy. It is a fighting Pokemon, but unfortunately not one that Fiendfyre can handle, because Scrafty is also a dark type. So I'm going to switch to Cygnus. Because Cygnus is kind of my go-to Pokemon for battling Scrafties, right? Or Scrafties and Scraggies or anything like that. Yeah, he's going to use Crunch, because that would have probably one-hit KO'd Fiendfyre if I try to use Fiendfyre for this, but I'm going to use Feather Dance first. We defeated this Scrafty after it minimized our speed for some strange reason. That was kind of weird. And here's a Mienfoo. I'm actually going to switch to Fiendfyre because I don't think that Mienfoo will be able to do anything to Fiendfyre because I think all its attacks will be fighting type, unless it knows Foresight or something. But I'm going to be worried about that later. I'm just going to have Fiendfyre battle this Mienfoo just because he's getting really close to evolving. Instead, that Mienfoo kept using Calm Mind to stall Fiendfyre some more before finally being defeated, and Fiendfyre's gonna evolve after this! Yay! He got to level 41! Come on, Fiendfyre, evolve! 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 Yay! Fiendfyre is evolving! Hooray! And you already saw what Fiendfyre's gonna evolve into, because a trainer in Shopping Mall 9 had one of these, but he's going to become a Lampent! So let's see Lampent, and Lampent actually has a really weird cry. Listen to this cry. Isn't that like one of the weirdest cries you've ever heard? But yeah, this is Lampent. It's a pretty interesting Pokemon, but yeah. And like I probably might have mentioned before, I'm probably going to evolve this Lampent the first chance I get. But one thing I'm not sure about is whether I want to keep Will-O-Wisp on him or whether I want to teach him Confuse Ray instead. So I think I'll think about that a little bit just before I evolve him further. But for now, I'm just going to put Chopper first in the party, just because I don't know who else to put in the party. Actually, I'll put Starman first in the party. I'm going to take the Eviolite away from Fiendfyre and give it to Starman instead, just because Starman could really use it, especially since he does not know Recover yet. I think he'll learn Recover at level 40-something, or something, maybe not until after he evolves, but let's battle this trainer. Just because I feel like battling trainers, as was the title of, I think, part 24 of this Let's Play, was I feel like battling trainers. But what does Johann have to battle with? It's another Fracture. I guess it's a good thing I didn't send out my own Fracture, but can Starman handle this? I guess we'll have to see. Instead, that Fracture didn't even attack Starman, and I think Starman's gonna get to level 40, but I don't think he'll evolve until level 42, so I'm not too worried about that. Now we're sending Electric. Electric is the evolved form of Tynamo, so Kulam would have evolved into this Pokemon had he reached level 39, but I'm gonna send out Monty for this just because Monty is ground type, so I don't think Electric's attacks will be able to do anything to Monty. In fact, I bet Monty could probably one-hit KO this Pokemon with Earthquake. Let's see if that's true. Oh! Yeah, that's right, he has the Levitate ability. I completely forgot about the Levitate ability. It clearly doesn't even make sense for Electric to have the Levitate ability because he's standing on the ground right now, but whatever, I'll use Rock Slide instead. Alright, the electric was KO'd. The electric, not just the electric. Okay, now here's Excelgor. Excelgor is the evolved form of Shelmet, and you can only get it if you trade Shelmet with Carablast. Then Carablast will evolve into this knight-looking Pokemon called Escavalier, and Shelmet will evolve into Excelgor. Excelgor is pretty fast, but it's Bug-type, so I don't know. Will I switch Pokemon? Do I have anybody else to switch to, or should I just stick with Monty? I think I'll just stick with Monty, just because Monty knows Rock Slide, and therefore will be able to have an attack that'll be super effective against this Excelgor. So yeah. And plus his attack is already raised, and that Excelgor is using Me First, which will allow it to copy an attack that Monty's about to use, but he's just gonna use Rock Slide, which... okay, Monty's gonna flinch, but other than that, it won't actually do anything much to Monty, because Monty has really good resistance to rock attacks. So if Monty will stop flinching, thank you, then Monty can hopefully one-hit KO this Excelgor. Yeah, I totally did, because Excelgor doesn't have very high defenses. So that was a pretty interesting trainer battle, but I'm going to... Was Starman still first? Yeah, I'm gonna keep Starman being first in the party. And is this another trainer? Yeah, we actually get to avoid this trainer, hooray! Now there actually is something interesting past this double barrel grass right here, so I'm gonna put somebody other than Starman first in the party. I'm gonna put Cygnus first in the party, just in case we have to run into any wild Pokemon along the way. See if we do. That was nothing special, that was just a Herdier. So I'm not too worried about it. Let's see what this Pokemon is. Another Foongus. Yeah, maybe I should have switched back to Fiend Fire. Actually, no, this is not a Foongus. See, what did I tell you? Not all these Pokemon are Foonguses. This is an Amoonguss, which actually is the evolved form of Foongus, so nothing too different from a Foongus. But I'm going to use Fly on this one to defeat it, just because I kind of feel like having Cygnus defeat this thing. And I know Cygnus might be affected by this Amoonguss's effect spore. Yeah, he did. And Cygnus just fell asleep, so that's not too bad, I guess. And I'm probably just gonna have Cygnus run away from every other wild Pokemon he encounters anyway, so even if Cygnus is asleep, then I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Oh gee, I just keep getting Herdiers all over the place. I don't know why. But I'm gonna put Fiendfyre back to being first in the party. Well, actually not Fiendfyre. I'm gonna put Starman back to being first in the party because I see a fighter dude right over here. Or Karate Kid or something. I want you to come over here. I'm not gonna come to you. I don't want to encounter any wild Pokemon. Well gee, I'm just gonna have to wait for this fighter to come back. Come on, come back, come back. There we go. Alright, now let's battle this black belt or something. I think it's gonna be a black belt. Yeah, black belt. Okay, Corey, let's defeat your sock. I don't know if Starman can handle a sock, but hopefully he can. Maybe. Oh my gosh, it's a good thing Starman had that Eviolite, otherwise he would have not been able to survive those two Retaliates that sock used. I guess Starman just doesn't have the highest special attack in the world just yet. Now I could keep Starman out if he's going to battle a couple of these Amoongusses that are going to appear, but I think I'm going to use Fiend Fire for that purpose instead. Just because I think Fiend Fire might be a little better at running away from these wild Pokemon. Actually, I think this thing right here might be an Amoonguss, so I'm going to put Starman back in. No, I'm not, because Starman's low on HP. Never mind. Yep, this is another Amoonguss. And Fiendfyre got poisoned in that battle, which is not good, but... Well, actually, that isn't bad, because in this game, Pokemon don't get hurt while walking when they're poisoned, and hey, I got a Dawn Stone! That's nice, that's an evolution stone that, Stupid Herdier. Evolved some Pokemon, but not Fiendfyre, so I'm not too worried about it. I should have my Dowsing Mission out, right? Okay, there's an item down there somewhere, but I guess I can't access it because, well, let's battle this hiker and see what Pokemon he has, I guess. I don't know, who will I use to battle a hiker? I'm gonna put Chopper first in the party because he hasn't battled in a while, I guess. And I do want Chopper to be on my final team, so it's a good thing that I'm going to use him. Even though he may not be the best Pokemon to use against whatever this hiker's gonna use. And we're at 22 minutes. I should be stopping the battle right after this. Yeah, this is a girder. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Chopper can handle this. Maybe. Ah, come on. Chopper faded from a critical hit dynamic punch. Gosh, I hate critical hits. I really hate critical hits. Yeah, I'm just gonna have Fiendfyre finish this girder off, because I think Fiendfyre might be faster than the girder right now. I don't care if Fiendfyre is badly poisoned, because that Foongus used Toxic on Fiendfyre. But yeah, this is gonna be just me a one-hit KO. Ah, cheap girder and its dynamic punch. Yeah, I know. And now you're gonna use a Dumbledore. Well, gee, who will I use for this? I'm going to use... well, not Cygnus, because Cygnus is asleep. I'm gonna use Demeter. Come on, Demeter. Let's see you take care of this. Yeah, 2-hit KO'd, because Bulldors have to be 2-hit KO'd because they have the starting ability. And we defeated the hiker, but we're gonna have to stop the video. And actually, to tell you the truth, I don't think we're gonna be able to do that much more anyway, but let's see what this item is really quick. It's a TM for Roar! Hooray! Now, I think there are some other things further along Route 10, and I ran into a trader. Well, I think it's time to stop the video anyway, so I think the only thing that we could really do now is, this is a veteran, and she looks a little bit different from other Pokemon we've encountered so far. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, anyway, after Fiendfyre KOs this Maractus, I'm gonna have to stop the video, just because we're at 24 minutes at all. But thank you for watching, everybody, and this next part, I think I'm just gonna trade a little more, and then I'm gonna get right to the battle with Iris. So we will be at Iris's gym in this next part of Let's Play Pokemon White, so stay tuned. After Fiendfyre KOs this Maractus. Come on, Fiendfyre. Come on, Fiendfyre. Come on. Come on. Come on! Come on, Fiendfyre! Yeah, both Fiendfyre and that Maractus are gonna be KO'd, so after both the Fiendfyre and the Maractus KO themselves, then so long, Fiendfyre, and so long, everybody.